Setkem la shalom, malke ha-shalom, mahake elyon. Imelech malke hulakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. A Psalm of David. Ascribe unto the Lord, O ye sons of the mighty, ascribe unto the Lord glory and power. The voice of the Lord is upon the waters, the God of glory thundereth, the Lord is upon mighty waters. The voice of the Lord breaketh the cedars, yea, the Lord shivereth the cedars of Lebanon. The voice of the Lord flashes flames of fire. The voice of the Lord causes the oaks to shake, and maketh the forest bare, while in his temple everything says glory. The Lord will give strength unto his people. The Lord will bless his people with peace. Ki mekor haveraka merosh nekedem mesuka somase b'matzavat tequila boi shalom ateret bala gam besimcha uvechatzala tokim Behold, come the bride to meet the Princess Sabbath, let us greet. Mizmor Sherel Yom HaShabbat. It's good to give thanks unto the Lord and to sing praises unto thy name, O Most High. Upon the 10-stringed instrument and upon the psaltery, and with a solemn sound upon the harp. O great, O Lord, are all thy works, how exceedingly profound are thy thoughts. When the wicked spring up like grass, and the workers of iniquity flourish, it is that they may be destroyed forever. For lo, thine enemies, O Lord, for lo, thine enemies shall perish, all the workers of iniquity shall be scattered. The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree. He shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon. They shall still blossom in old age. They shall be full of sap and verdant. The Lord reigneth, clothed with majesty. The Lord is clothed and hath girded himself with power. The world is also established that it cannot be moved. Floods, O Lord, raise themselves up. They lift up their voice, and the floods raise up their waves. Thy testimonies are more faithful. Holiness beseemeth thy temple, O Lord, unto the utmost of days. I ask the congregation to stand with me. Bareku et Adonai Hamevorach. Bless ye the Lord who is ever blessed. Baruch Adonai Hamevorach Leolam Vaed. Blessed be the Lord who is blessed forever and ever. You may be seated, and I ask you to continue to read along with me. Blessed art thou, O Lord our God, King of the universe, who by thy word causes the evening to advance, who with wisdom openest the gates of heaven, and with understanding changes times and varies the seasons, and disposes the stars in their stations in the sky according to thy will. Thou createst day and night, cause the light to recede from before the darkness, and the darkness before the light. Thou causest the day to pass away, and bringest down the night, and makest a division between day and night. The Lord of hosts is thy name. Blessed art thou, O Lord, who bringest down the evening twilight. With everlasting love hast thou loved the house of Israel thy people. A law and commandments, statutes and judgments hast thou taught us. Therefore, O Lord our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will discourse of thy statutes. We will rejoice and exalt in instructive words of thy Torah, commandments and statutes forever and ever. For they are our life, and the prolongation of our days, and on them will we meditate day and night. May thy love never depart from us. Blessed art thou, O Lord, who lovest thy people Israel. I ask you to stand now as we recite our holiest of prayers, the Shema, on page 15. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Baruch Shem Kevod Malkuto Leolam Vaed. Blessed be his name, whose glorious kingdom is forever and ever. Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malkuto Leolam Vaed. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר נקים את צוואך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ולכתך בדרך ובשכמך וקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וטבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul and with all thy might. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thy heart, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children. And thou shalt speak of them when thou sittest in thy house, when thou walkest by the way, when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thy hand, and they shall be for frontlets between thine eyes. And thou shalt write them upon the doorposts of thy house and upon thy gates. You may be seated. Hello, test. And it shall come to pass, if ye shall hearken diligently unto my commandments, which I command you this day, to love the Lord your God, and to serve him with all your heart and with all your soul, that I will give the rain of your land in its due season, the former rain and the latter rain, that thou mayest gather in thy corn and thy wine and thine oil. And I will give grass in thy fields for thy cattle, and thou shalt eat and be satisfied. Take heed to yourselves, lest your heart be deceived, and ye turn aside and serve other gods and worship them. And the anger of the Lord will be kindled against you, and he will shut up the heaven that there be no rain, and the land will not yield her fruit. and ye perish quickly from off the goodly land which the Lord giveth you. Therefore shall ye lay up these my words in your heart and in your soul, and you shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be for frontlets between your eyes. And you shall teach them to your children, talking of them when thou sittest in thy house, when thou walkest by the way, when thou liest down, when thou risest up. And thou shalt write them upon the doorpost of thy house and upon thy gates, that your days may be multiplied in the days of your children, upon the land which the Lord sware unto your fathers to give them, as the days of the heavens above the earth. Continue with the Vayomer on page 17. Vayomer Adonai el Moshe lemor, דבר בני ישראל ונאמרת להם, ויצאו להם ציצית על כנפי מנורתם, ונתנו על ציצית הכנף בתל תקליה, והיה לכם לציצית, וראיתם אותו זכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני, ועשיתם אותם ולא תטורו, עקר לבבכם ועקריכם אשר תנזונים עקריהם. למענן תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים אלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם. Amen. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel that they bid them make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout all generations, and that they put upon the fringe of a border a thread of blue, and shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it, and remember all the commandments of the Lord, and do them, and that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes in the pursuit of which ye used to go astray, that ye may remember, and do all my commandments, and be holy unto your God. I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am the Lord your God. Our hymn this evening, and I don't know if we have a choir upstairs. Nope. So, as I'm not very vocally inclined, I'd like to hear everybody. I picked an easy one. It's hymn number 5, Prayer, on page 210. Where is the soul's sincere desire, uttered or unexpressed, the motion of a hidden fire that trembles in the breast? Where is the burden of a sigh, the falling of a tear, the upward glancing of an eye, when none but God is near? Where is the simplest form of speech that infant lips can try? Where the sublimest strains that reach the majesty on high? Amen. A very special good evening, everyone. Thank you for making and celebrating this Shabbat with me this afternoon. As you all know, Stephen is on a well-deserved rest, a sabbatical, so to speak. So unfortunately, you have yours truly for today and tomorrow. And I think next weekend, although I'm not certain about next week, Saturday, but anyway, certainly Friday night next weekend. I don't have many announcements. Stephen forgot to give me those, but I think, Mr. President, unless you have anything for me, our high holidays are coming up. Our AGM is also fast approaching. I know that you need to be, all your dues need to be paid up at least 2 months prior to that AGM, or you will not be allowed to vote. So, for all those who are listening online, if you have not yet paid up, please make arrangements with our secretary to have your situation regularized. August 10th. 1 month. So, let's get with the program, people. But again, thank you for making this Shabbat with me. I would like you to continue to celebrate and for us to pray together as service continues on page 18 with responsive reading. True and firmly established is all this with us, that he is the Lord our God, with none beside him, and we, Israel, are his people. He is the God who hath avenged us of our adversaries and dealt out a recompense to the enemies of our soul. He has caused us to tread on the high places of our enemies and exalted our horn above all who hate us. In his wrath, he smote all the firstborn of Egypt, and brought out his people Israel from among them unto everlasting freedom. His children beheld his might. They praised and gave thanks to his name, and willingly submitted to his dominion. Upon the sea, O Lord our God, thy children beheld thy majesty. Altogether they praised thee, proclaiming thy kingly power, and said, Adonai yemlok leolam vaed. The Lord shall reign forever and ever. Blessed art thou, O Lord, who hast redeemed Israel. Hashkiven. Veshalom. Baruch atah Adonai Aborei Sukkot Shalom Aleinu Ve'alamo Israel Ve'aleu Shalayim. Blessed art thou, O Lord, who spreadest the tabernacle of peace over us, over thy people Israel, over Jerusalem, and over all mankind. Amen. I ask the congregation to stand for the Shabbat Eve Vesham. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. בני ובן בני ישראל עוד היא לעולם, כי ששת ימים נשא אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת וינשא. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ועלמא דברה קירתה, וימליך מלכותה, ויצמח פורקנה, וקריב משיקה. מקיה כהן ומכהן וקיה בכל בית ישראל בהנהגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. וישמר רבה מברך לעלמי יתברך וישתבח ויתרפר ויתרומן ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי לקודשה ברכו. ימין כל בקעתה שירתה תשבקתה וכמנתה דה מהירה בעלמיה והימרו. Continue in the middle of page 21, my favorite portion. In this moment of silent communion with thee, O God, a still small voice speaks in the depths of my spirit. It speaks to me of the things I must do to attain holy kinship with thee and to grow in the likeness of thee. I must do my allotted task with unflagging faithfulness, even though the eye of no taskmaster is on me. I must be gentle in the face of ingratitude, or when slander distorts my noblest motives. I must come to the end of each day with a feeling that I have used its gifts gratefully and faced the trials bravely. O Lord, help me to be ever more like thee, holy, for thou art holy, loving, for thou art loving. Speak to me then, O Lord, as I seek you again and again in the stillness of meditation, until thy bidding shall at last become for me a hallowed discipline, a familiar way of life, so that I may live on in deeds that bless other lives and leave behind me the heritage of a good name. Silent devotion. You may recite the Amidah and also personal prayer and give thanks to God for the week that has passed. Be grateful that we are all gathered here on this Shabbat Eve. O my God, guard my tongue from evil, and my lips from uttering deceit. And let my soul be silent towards those that curse me. And grant that my soul may be humble as the dust to everyone. Open my heart to receive thy Torah, that my soul may pursue thy commandments. Speedily, I beseech thee, frustrate the devices and destroy the machinations of all those who rise up against me for evil. O grant it for the sake of thy name. Grant it for the sake of thy right hand. Grant it for the sake of thy Torah. Grant it for the sake of thy holiness. O save me with thy right hand and answer me. The words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my Redeemer. O say shalom b'mrama, v'urakama v'yaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Emru, amen. O God and the God of our fathers, accept, we beseech thee, our rest. Sanctify us with thy commandment, and grant our portion in thy Torah. Satisfy us with thy goodness, gladden our soul with thy salvation, and purify our hearts to serve thee in truth. Cause us, O Lord our God, to inherit this holy Shabbat with love and light, and grant that all Israel who hallow thy name may have rest thereon. Blessed art thou, O Lord, who hallowest this Shabbat. Thus were finished the heavens and the earth and all the hosts thereof. God had finished on the seventh day his work which he had made, and God rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. God blessed this seventh day and hallowed it, because thereon he rested from all his work which he had created and made. In this solemn hour, consecrated to our beloved dead, we ponder over the flight of time, the frailty and uncertainty of human life. We ask ourselves, what are we? What is our life? To what purpose or wisdom and knowledge? Wherein is our strength, our power, our fame? Alas, man seems born to trouble, and his years are few and full of travail. But our great teachers have taught us to penetrate beneath appearances and see the higher worth, the deeper meaning, and the abiding glory of human life. Let us now sanctify the names of all our departed by reciting together the Mourner's Kaddish on page 22, 23. It Gadal ve'it Kadash Shamei Rabbah Be'alma Divra Kirte V'yamlik Malkute V'asmar Purkane V'keri Meshike V'kaya Kono Keav V'kol V'et Israel V'gala Uzvan Kariv V'imru Amen. Shamei Rabbah Barak Lalam Al-Me'ah V'yitbarak V'yishtabak V'yitrapar V'yitraman V'yitnaseh V'yitadar V'yitalel V'yitalal Shamei L'Kudisha V'yiriku Yamin Kol V'kata Shirata Tish V'kata V'kanamata D'mira Be'alma V'imru Amen. Shema Rabba Min Shemaim Haim Yasuba V'shezba Urfa L'kavra V'hatzala Lanu Kol Amo Yisrael V'imru Amen. Say Shalom B'mrama Urakama V'yaseh Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. Say Shalom B'mrama Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. Yahaseh Shalom, Yahaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael, Yahaseh Shalom, Yahaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael, Yahaseh Shalom, Yahaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yahaseh Shalom. Yahaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yahaseh Shalom. Yahaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ose Shalom b'ma. Yahaseh Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Israel v'yimru Amen. To all our beloved departed, whom we now remember, may peace and bliss be granted in their life eternal, and may the Father of peace send peace to all who mourn, and comfort any bereaved among us, and let us together say, Amen. You may be seated, and we continue with The Lord is my shepherd on page 24. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pasture. He leadeth me beside the still water. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake, his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, thy rod and thy staff, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. They comfort me. Surely, surely, goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever, forever, forevermore. The address this evening comes from Adam Lieberman, and it's really from a 2007 address. But I really looked at it and I thought how fitting it may be, and it's really entitled Admitting Weakness. For us in a Jamaican society, weakness is not something that we admit very, very easily. As a matter of fact, it is our ego that really speaks to ourselves rather than ourselves speaking to our ego. But in this week's Torah portion, a king named Balak wanted to curse the Jewish people. He sought out a prophet named Balaam to carry out this wish and sent his officers to summon him. Balaam asked God if he could go. But God immediately told him not to go and curse the Jewish people because they were a people who were blessed. But when Balaam relayed this answer to the king's officers, Balaam left that part out and only said, God had told Balaam two distinct and specific points in response to his request to go and curse the Jewish people. First, God emphatically told Balaam not to go, and second, not to curse the Jewish people, because they are blessed. But when Balaam relayed this simple and brief response, he left out 50% of what God said. Now, to be honest, in this part of it, when I read it, I don't know who Balaam was, but he obviously couldn't have been very, very intelligent. God gives you a message and you leave out 50%, you're in big trouble. God made it very clear to Balaam that it would be completely futile to even attempt to curse the Jews, because they are blessed, a blessed nation. But to an arrogant and haughty prophet, which Balaam certainly was, he could never bring himself to admit his own powers lacked any limitations. And this, my friends, is the ego that I spoke about as I began. So instead of telling the king's delegates that Balaam was simply the wrong man for the job and would be completely ineffective and incapable of doing the king's bidding, he chose to omit all of this and to pass the buck to God by only saying that God said he wasn't allowed to go. It's what Balaam purposely didn't say that can teach us all a valuable lesson in our own lives. To most people, it's clear that God gave each of us certain unique strengths and talents, whereby certain things that just seem to be natural to us. But it's also equally clear that God didn't give us certain skills and strength. Whether we're not good at math, directions, instruction manuals, drawings, or organizations, we all have weaknesses. While some of these weaknesses are things we might continually work on to become better people, there are some things that we just plain not good at. And that's just how it is. But those with low self-esteem have a difficult time ever admitting that they lack any skill or ability. They wrongly believe that an acknowledgement of a lack of talent in any area would be a direct reflection on their own self-worth. However, the exact opposite is true. Those who can readily and easily admit that they aren't good at something aren't showing weakness or incompetence. Rather, it demonstrates honesty, strength, and self-confidence. Others may look upon this person and see someone who is comfortable with the strength and the talents that they do have, and need not proclaim to all they meet that they're good at everything. Balaam was just too proud to admit that he couldn't do what someone had requested of him. Let's all learn from this the next time we are asked to do something that we're either not that skilled at or are outright incapable of doing. contrary to what Balaam believed. Telling people you are not the right person for the job will actually make you shine in their eyes, because it means you have the confidence to say so. It also sends a message that when you do take on a task, you unquestionably believe that you will deliver the great, great results. I found that that piece spoke to me this week. I read the portion. It was a very, very confusing portion. For me personally, I'm not quite sure what may have entered Balaam's head. I can only surmise that out of sight is out of mind. But if you know the power of God and you decided to go against that power, you're in a world of pain, buddy. You are in a world of pain. It's only a question of time. So this could have been a test for Balaam, and he could have shone like a bright star. But as God made us human, he gave each and every one of us two roads to travel, a left road and a right road. There are no wrong roads. It's just which way you go. Balaam chose the left road. Was his choice good or bad? His ego spoke for him. Instead of him listening to his heart and speaking from the heart and declaring that, hey, I'm just not good at this, or I can't deliver that message, but either being afraid for your life or not, you want to appease the ego that most of us tend to carry. Sometimes that ego gets us into a lot of trouble and a lot of problems. So my friends, as we take away from this Shabbat Eve this evening, remember the still small voice. Remember. It speaks to us every single day. And that is the God Spirit that is inside us. Life is a journey, my friends. Never forget to enjoy your own unique and special journey. A very happy Shabbat Shalom to you all. Ask the congregation to stand as the ark is open. Now continue with the adoration, Alenu, on page 25. Shamayim be'oseret, u'Moshe b'mayim mimamayim mima, u'shvina tuzo be'yadei, השמיים ממעל ועל הארץ ועל נטעיינו. מלך עמוד הארץ ביום ההוא ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני ושמו We bow in worship before the King of Kings, the Holy One, blessed be He, who stretched out the heavens and laid the foundations of the earth, the seat of whose glory and abode of whose might is in the loftiest heights. He is our God, and there is no other. In truth, He is our King, and there is none beside Him. As it is written in the law, and on this Shabbat we say together, Know therefore this day, and lay to thy heart, that the Lord, He is God, in heaven above, and upon the earth beneath. There is none else. We beseech thee, O God, on behalf of those who are stricken in health and strength. And this evening we ask for your special blessings on Ian Davidson, Hilary Matalon, Wallace Campbell, Erica Cooper, Sam Melville, Sunshine Gooding, Sharo and Eileen Reynoldsy. Let thy blessings descend upon the means used for the restoration of thy servants, and increase the wisdom and knowledge of all those who are battling on behalf of humanity. May the afflicted amongst us learn patience under trials and speedily be restored to health and usefulness. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei Kol Amo Israel. Blessed art thou, O Lord, who healest the sick of thy people Israel, and over all mankind. O Lord, on this Shabbat, we thank you for the week that has passed. We ask for your blessings on this community, on all who are in your temple. Give them guidance, give them wisdom, and give them the strength to return here to worship with you next week. Lord, for all those who are sick in our community, be it of body, of mind, and of spirit, we now say the Mishabera on their behalf. Mishabera avotenu mekor habraka limotenu. May the source of strength who blessed the one before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishabera imotenu mekor habraka lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with Rafua Shalama, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. Thank you, O Lord, on behalf of all those who are suffering at this time. Amen. May be seated. Service will continue with our closing hymn, Yigdal, on page 27. Yigdal Elohim kabesh kabak, imsavim gedel mesiuto, echad ben yakid keikubo, ilam leam lesof learmuto, en lo demotago benogo, lorare aleam kedushato, kadmon lekol dabar, asher nebra, rishon bien reshit lereshito, inon adon olam lekol natsar, yoregedulato malkuto, zefan nebunato Israel כמשה גר, נביט ומביטל תמונתו, פורט נבונתן לגמרי, על יד נביאו נעי ביתו, לא אי הלפאר ולא ימיר, דתו לגולמים zelulato, sofe beyodeam zetarenu, abit rasaf dabar bekad moto, omela yeshasid kemifnalo, noten nerashan ran kerishnato, iklets yakets yamin meshikenu, Dot Makakeyetz Meshunato, Etim Meyakel Meroho Kasto, Baruch Leam Shem Tilato, Eles Leotzneki Lenihikari, Inon Yasokda El Veto. Ask you to stand for the closing prayer and final benediction. There is no thinking person who can stand untouched today and view the world around us drifting towards decay without feeling deep within them a silent, unnamed dread, wondering how to stem the chaos that lies frightfully ahead. But the problems we are facing cannot humanly be solved, for our diplomatic strategy only gets us more involved. And our skillful ingenuity, our technology and science can never change a sinful heart filled with hatred and defiance. So our problems keep on growing, every hour of every day. A man vainly tries to solve them in his own self-willful way. But man is powerless alone to clean up the world outside, until his own polluted soul is clean and free inside. For the amazing power of love is beyond all comprehension, and it alone can heal this world of its hatred and dissension. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift up the light of his countenance upon you and give each and every one of you and your families the blessings of peace. My friends, on behalf of our president, the wardens and directors of this synagogue, it is with the greatest of pleasure I say to you, Shabbat Shalom. Go in peace.